Hi, my name is Zikra. Like what you see, give me a
Like and subscribe.
Hi guys. So I thought today let's play with some scraps. So this is how I like to play with my scraps. So as you can see, I don't use digital kits, um, but I do use cardstock, bond paper pads, and wrapping paper. So this is an interesting combination because as you can see, they are of all sizes and shapes. So what I like to do is I usually like to first go through my cardstock. But before I get into this stuff, let me just show you an example of what I've done in the past. So these are all the scrap pieces that I've done with strips like this. So as you can see, this is a green and black one. There's a blue and green one. These are just with ledger paper that were in green and blue. This is a tea-dyed paper, another tea-dyed paper, a couple of tea-dyed paper ones actually. So I might go ahead and paint on that. I don't know if I can fit them in this video, but as you can see, most of these are tea-dyed paper, but I have a different plan for the plain tea-dyed paper strips. Maybe I will work on these as well, but this is what I want to show you, that I've just taken an A4 sheet, just a plain A4 sheet, as you can see. And so that's what I usually use these strips for. Let's work on that. I'll get to that. So this is one type that I do. I also recently, where is that? Oh yeah, here. I'm currently working on some bird journals, and these are some of the pieces that I trimmed off because the journal is a bit shorter. So I had to trim off some of the bits, and I just love these. Even look at how thin these strips are, but I do not let them go to waste. I put them together like this, and it even sort of looks like a collage. So that's what I usually do with strips, especially if they've got a beautiful pattern. I do not waste. That's one set. The other type is this. This is the other type. So what I usually do is after I've sorted the cardstock and the wrapping paper into size, and they're like really tiny pieces that don't really fit anywhere, then I sort them into colors that complement each other, and then I make these sort of collages, like masterboards or whatever you like to call them. They're mostly like collage actually. So these are a few that I have done. See, these are browns, these are pinks and beige and stuff. This is all purples again. These are light blues, greens, turquoise, or like I've added this pale gray as well because it sort of goes. So you can see these are a few examples. So what I like to do with these ones are that I like to either turn them into tags, but mostly I like to have them as toppers. So these are few that I had as well that I didn't want to really put into this sort of thing because they are a bit, I liked them as they are, these four. But for example, this sort of thing, I've made them into a topper. Could you tell? So I like to make them into toppers like so. This is one of the journal topper that I used, and this is another one at the back. Could you see? This yellow one is one of these types, which I cut to size and then I used it onto the journal. And as you can see, even at the back, what I've done is this type. So these are even more smaller strips, and they are kind of plain. So I've done this with purple and pink. As you can see, there is another color theme going on here. And I think I've also done with just plain tea-dyed papers. Yeah, let me show you. Here, there are a couple with just the tea-dyed paper. Just plain ones. These are just plain. So I can go ahead and decorate them. These are all from scraps as well. More scraps. As you can see, all sizes. So these can be turned into pockets or anything actually. I can go ahead and further decorate it. But it's sort of like this that I used at the back over here. So I used one of these at the back and then one of the bottom, as you can see, the bottom ones. One of these set of things on top. More of those, see? More like a collage rather. So yeah, so that's what I kind of wanted to show you. So another thing that I also do is, like, these are quite small currently, these pieces, but if they are sort of like, now I'm using the bird theme and this was a scrap that I got from that. So I may go ahead and like make them into tags like so. Like I can trace them and then measure and then cut and make them into tags, or and then I just get smaller pieces as we go. So either I make them into tags or I will make them into journaling cards, but mostly I like to make them into tags. So say like from these sort of the collage sheet that I showed you earlier that I used as a topper, like say for an example I make this and there's like a sheet of the collage, and then I choose this I measure and then I get that piece for the topper, and then there's another half left and it's too short or too small, but it's still pretty enough, so then I just turn that into a tag like this. So nothing goes to waste. So let's get started. So firstly, I'm going to start with the cardstock. Let's just put this aside for now. I like to separate them because the weight is different. The cardstock is a bit heavier than just the wrapping paper. So I like to concentrate on this. So what I like to do is I like to put them into height order or size, and then I will say they're longer and they're still wide enough for a journal tag or something. I would just put this aside. So let's just move these ones aside because these are the most recent ones that I had. See, for example, this one, it's got a long strip and also this rectangle shape. So then I would like to flip it over, and then I've drawn a line, so I'm just going to cut it up like that. So then I can probably use this strip as a belly band somewhere. But since this is quite tall again, I'm just going to leave it here. This can be a journaling card or something. I'm just going to keep that aside. This one as well. So these are smaller pieces. This one can potentially be a tag. So I'm just going to get a tag. And then, yeah, this has potential to be a tag. So I'm just going to cut it into a tag shape. And I don't know where my punch is right now. it's not with me right now, but I can go ahead and punch a hole, but I can do that when I stick it into a journal. But there we have a tag, just like that. So this will go into the tags pile. This one's quite thick as well, but it's also plain, so I will leave this here with the shorter bunch. Again, this one's also thick enough to be there. These ones, so this one's also tall but also short. So I will put this, where do you go? I mean, this can also be a tag. I think I'm going to turn this into a tag. So again, yeah, just going to cut it this way to the height. And now we have a small piece which we will not throw away. I'm going to cut it up, and we have more tags. Perfect. This one's a thin strip, but we will leave it here. Now these pieces don't really seem like they are tall enough, but they're not wide enough to be tags. So I will put them in a different one, like so. I'll just leave it there. Another piece that we can make into a tag, right? Let's do that. Like that. So we're getting more tags as well. They're pre-cut, and that's good. So they can all live in your stash, and when you want to look for tags, you can further decorate them. Even this one is so pretty, but I think it has potential to be a tag. Because it's wide enough. I mean, it could go in the... could be a journaling card. This has potential to be a journaling card, doesn't it? Like something you can stick into a belly band or something. I will leave this here. I am undecided because it's so pretty that I don't really want to just cut it into a tag. I want to make use of this entire thing as much as I can. So let me get back to that. This one's too thin. Too thin again. This has potential to be a belly band. So put it there. Oh, we're back to those really small pieces. So let's put them in pile 4. We'll make a separate pile 4. So there's pile 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 piles. This one is a bit thick and long. This one's short and fat, and we have potential for a journal card. This one's long and not too thin, and this one's really tiny. So let's just sort it that way. See, even though these are blank, I'm still going to put them. These are too thin, but still they'll have a space over there. This one as well. You're not getting rid of anything. Even though these are square shaped, as I said, they have potential to be turned into journal cards. This one has potential for a belly band. Let's keep going. This one can also be a belly band, like I can do a double belly band or something. Because usually the journal pages are about 8 and let me see. But this can still be used. No, I think I'm going to stick this with the the tiny fellows. This one is quite long too. Let's put them here. Oh, this one has a double, but we can cut them in half. Again, this one's thin but long, but it can be used for decoration. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, these guys are quite tall. So now we have 4 piles, as I said. And they will grow, as in when we cut these pieces off to be shorter, to fit being a belly band size, like the height of a belly band, then we'll have shorter pieces. So they'll either go into this pile, or this pile. Let me just see how tall I would like these. Then I have an idea about putting them into the belly band stack. Right, so I've taken a piece of paper, right? Taken a paper, and then let's see how tall we would like these. So approximately they will have to be this height. So I'm just going to turn them around and let's mark, and we'll just cut. I'm just going to use my ruler because I can't freehand. I don't want it to be crooked. I want to be as neat as I can. And we'll cut. And there we have now 2 pieces, and this will be a potential belly band, as you can see. Of course, this may be a bit too thin, but I can always put a thicker piece behind this. But the pattern is beautiful, and that will never go to waste. So this will join the smaller pile, which is the 4th pile. See, nothing goes to waste. So I'm just going to put them on another one. Just want to keep that aside, and I'm just going to continue to do that. So I could go like this or like this. Okay, I'm just going to save it like that. Okay. So I just wanted to show you how it's done. So I'm just going to cut this off. Then that goes in that pile, and this one there. So let's just do this. This one is slightly just almost right. Again, I'm going to turn it around. Normally I would speed this up, but since this is a craft with me, this is the first craft with me video that I've ever done. So I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope I'm not talking too much, and I hope I'm explaining myself clearly. And I want to have fun because I think I put too much pressure on myself, or I like working alone. Now this piece I could use, but there's not too much going on there. It just looks a bit, I don't know. I'm just going to toss this small piece. Right. So yeah, as I was saying, like, I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope it's about having fun mostly, because we're working with scraps, and working with scraps is always fun. I'm trying to make this into a chatty video. So, but in reality, I'm actually just talking to myself. Just going to cut it up. This is the piece that I was in doubt, but seems like it fits perfectly. So there's nothing to trim. I am going to put it into the pile that we had. This one's slightly taller, but I think when I go to glue it down, I can just trim that bit off. But for the most part, it's good. So most of these are not too thick, but they're good enough. What a beautiful purple flower around there. And let's do this. Again, we're gonna mark. So I think now you get the idea. Of course, I'm sure there's like a faster way. If you have like a guillotine or something, maybe you can just pile all of these pieces together and then just cut it down to size. You can do that as well. But I don't have a guillotine, nor do I like using a paper trimmer, even though I have one. This is not too bad either. It's kind of relaxing. It's like fussy cutting. Some people find fussy cutting extremely time consuming and annoying. Well, I think there are people that also enjoy fussy cutting. So this is that type of thing. It's kind of like that. It's your preference, right? And it's also, I like to show ways that you can do without fancy tools. You can still craft without fancy tools. You can achieve whatever you like. And art is about having fun. And I think that's what I'm after mainly. That's what I really want to share. That you don't need fancy tools. Yes, my way of doing things sometimes is time consuming, but it's all right. Because the end result is always beautiful. And some people actually like, I think they enjoy watching lengthy videos, even though it's repetitive. I'm one of them. Sometimes I actually like to watch people just doodle and do paintings, and yeah, they just go crazy. Sometimes it's especially like fodder. Like I would like to do that as well. I haven't tried doing fodder, but I think I will try that because I usually like to paint straight away onto my pages that I put into the signatures. But I would love to try fodder, and that involves painting, and that's sort of what I wanted to do with the papers that I had made with the tea-dyed paper. That's sort of the idea I want to do. Maybe make some backgrounds. Now this piece, yes, it's very small, but it's got a cute pattern. I love polka dots, and I'm not going to throw this away. I am going to save that. That's what I meant. Like, I barely throw away anything. We're almost done with our papers. I mean our stack over here. Now, of course, these pieces, I may use them as they are. I may further decorate them, and I could add laces on them. But these are all now candidates for a belly band. So that's good. So now this pile, they're not too bad. I mean, they could also be thick enough to go be a belly band this way. So I think I'm going to save this with the belly bands, because instead of the lengthy one, they could go across. And as I said, just a smidge taller like that, so I could trim it off when I go to use it. So I'm going to put this in the belly band pile. Let's see if this one's barely, but I like how thick it is, so I can always mount this onto a different cardstock or something and still use this. So I'm going to put this one also, because I like how thick it is. Let's check this one. All of these have potential to be side belly bands. Yeah, I think all of them. Yeah, all of them have potential. Yeah, since they're thick enough. So all of them done. These pieces that I told you about, I'm going to leave them alone for now, because I'm still working on this journal, on these bird journals. So these are the cardstocks that I had from them, but I'm not going to do anything with them right now, depending on the journal. Then I may get scraps from this as well, and this will probably go into a pile, but for right now I'm going to leave them alone. Now for these pieces, this looks good enough to be a journal card that I can probably stick behind a belly band. So this is about almost a little bit more than 5 inches by almost 3.5 as well. So this is good enough. I'm just going to cut it in the middle. And then we have 2 journal cards, which I can probably round off the corners, and then maybe I will decorate further. So for right now, this is the piece that's going to be. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep them approximately to this height and size. So we will cut this piece like that, and maybe this will go into this. Yeah, I'm going to put that in that pile. These could also, maybe these little ones could, they're a bit smaller. I'm going to toss them into the other side, what do you call, pile? What am I saying? Oh my god, I'm stuttering and stammering. This is not too bad too, but I am going to cut that to size as well. And this will go there. So we're getting a bunch of journaling cards now. I'm just going to use the purple one as the template. It's almost the same size, but it has potential, I think. So I'm not going to mess with that size. Leave that there. This one could be shorter because they wouldn't fit. They'll be too tall, like too big, I feel. Oh no. Actually, I should just stop trimming them mindlessly, because say if this was a belly band, then this would be perfect behind it, wouldn't it? So let me not cut these down unnecessarily. I mean, as long as they fit on the page, I think they should be good enough. So yeah, right. Yeah, this one also is fine. These should be fine. Yeah, these would be fine. This one could, I mean, it's all right. This was the one I was thinking. It's too big. So how do I make the maximum? How do I, this is good. This is a good size. So let me just use this as a template and cut it down a bit. Cut down the length. So it's not too tall, but it's also, wow, look at that. Good, good. So these are all potentially journaling cards. We've got a blank one here too. Let me get a bigger piece. Let me check if this one. Ooh, it's too short. This one, I think it's about the same. Okay, let me just cut it to this size. This one's better, because I don't want to waste too much. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this height. Just draw a line and cut. This one can go over there. And now we have a bunch of journaling cards as well. So this one's blank, but I could always round the corners and further decorate if I want. But most of them have a beautiful pattern already, or potential journaling cards. They can go behind a belly band. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you on the next video guys. Bye.